crowd. Great to have you all here. Welcome to Unity of Tucson. I'm Reverend Jonathan Zenz, the senior minister here. We are here to have a good time because that's what I think a church should be about. We should be here to have a good time. So welcome to our spiritual community where we are celebrating love. I'm going to invite our guest vocalist up to the stage today who's going to open us in song. So grateful to have him here today. You probably want this, don't you? Yeah, I'm going to give him this. If you are able and you would like to, please feel free to stand up and dance on this opening song, and do keep clapping. This is Charlie Hall.
Thank you so much, Jonathan. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. So glad to see so many beautiful people out here today. We would especially like to welcome the magnificent souls of this community who have chosen to join us here at this beautiful church, Unity of Tucson. At this time, we do sincerely hope that you all enjoy the service. Now, folks, please remember, no matter who you are, what you do to live, thrive, and survive, that there are still some things that make us all the same. You, me, them, everybody, everybody. Everybody needs somebody. Everybody needs somebody to love. Someone to love. Sweet on a miss. Well, sugar to kiss. Yeah, I need you, you, you. I need you, you, you. In the morning, when my soul's on fire. Sometimes I feel a little sad inside. When my baby mistreats me, I never have a place to hide it in you. Sometimes I feel a little sad inside. When my baby mistreats me, I never have a place to hide it in you. Yo, yo, I need you. Gentlemen, are we feeling great this Sunday morning, huh? We got out here against all odds. Here we are to celebrate togetherness, to celebrate with each other, to celebrate the unity of humankind. So happy to be here. Remember, live, thrive, survive, because we need not only you, we need me, we need him, her, we need everybody, everybody. Everybody needs somebody. Somebody to love, yeah, someone to love. Oh, sweet on a miss, I said sugar to kiss. Cause I need you, you, you. Oh, I need you, you, you. In the morning, you, you, you. When my soul's on fire, when there's no one left to love, I need you, you, you. I need you, you, you. I need you, you, you. I need you. Everybody. Thank you.
Charlie Hall, thank you so much. What a great way to start the morning. Do you feel good? I feel good. Yes, yes, yes. Oh my gosh, I'm vibrating at a level that is unbelievable. I'm not unbelievable to me because then I couldn't vibrate at that level. Let's talk about belief for a second. It is a belief that I have that I can vibrate at a higher level, and you just took me there. So thank you so much, Charlie, for opening us so magnificently. So good morning, beautiful humans. So grateful to have you here joining us on this glorious, glorious, glorious Sunday. It's a high energy day, just as every day is a high energy day if we decide for it to be, but we like to be high energy here at Unity of Tucson because I think that this is a place where we should celebrate love, we should celebrate life, we should celebrate joy, we should celebrate beauty, we should celebrate peace, we should celebrate. That's what life is all about, to have a good time. I've mentioned Thomas Troward in the last few weeks, and I keep saying, Thomas Troward, who was one of the fathers of New Thought, believed that the purpose in life was joy. It's joy. That's what it's all about. So let's have some joy today. What do you say? Speaking of joy, this is the first Sunday of the month. And on the first Sunday of the month, we celebrate birthdays. And so the way that we do this is we have people who are standing in the lobby, and they ask you if you're coming in, if you're celebrating a birthday during that particular month. So is there anyone who is celebrating a birthday in September? Great. Have you filled out a form? Okay, so that's the next part of the question. Are you celebrating a birthday in September? And have you not filled out a form? Because what happens is we do a draw towards the end of service, and whoever's birthday gets drawn, we give a portion of our tithe back out to the world, to the charity that you have chosen on your form. So it's a way of giving back and celebrating you at the same time. So is there anybody who is celebrating a birthday in September who has not filled out a form? If you're online, you can fill out a form online as well, and we will make sure that it gets put into the basket. And so there's a link that you can connect to there, so please do check that out. All right, so I just want to, there was something that I heard a minister say once, and it really felt resonant to me today. And I'm going to offer this to you in this way. You may not believe everything you hear today, but you will hear something you believe. Think about that. You know, I don't ever claim that you're going to agree with everything I say up here on a Sunday, but I always think that there's some kernel of truth that resonates, and that's what we get to walk away from we get to walk away with every single week. So I'm grateful that you are here. We are here to celebrate, and we have a vision and a mission statement that helps guide us in this journey. We've recently adopted a new vision and mission statement here at Unity of Tucson. I would love for you to share with me our new vision statement. It is this: we envision a world awakened to its magnificence. We envision a world awakened to its magnificence. And the way that we get there, the vision is the guide. That is the goalpost. That's what we are looking to create, right? How we get there is through our mission. And our mission is rooted in 3 simple statements, and they are these, if you'd share with me. Love only, forgive everything, remember who you are. Love only, forgive everything, remember who you are. For me, that encapsulates the entire New Thought belief system, and you get to choose to adopt it. One of the things I also like to tell people is that I really do work very hard to never use the phrase, we believe. I don't know what you believe. And so we may be in agreement, we may not be in agreement. What I will always offer, though, is what we teach. We teach here at Unity, love only, infinite forgiveness, and knowing the truth of who you are. And if you adopt those as a belief system in your life, just see how that goes and see if it changes your life for the better, because that's the point and purpose of spiritual practice, to make life better. If you are here with us for the very first time today, first of all, if you're watching online for the first time today, we would love to know that you've connected with us. If you would go to unitytucson.com/connect, fill out the information there. We will be delighted to know that you've been with us today. If you are here in the room and you're joining us for the first time today, if you are comfortable with letting yourself be known, if you'd like to stand up so that we can welcome you and love you up a little bit, we also have a gift for you. Welcome, grateful to have you here. And if you would remain standing while we come around with our gifts. Yes, grateful to have you here. Thanks for being here. There's also something that this community knows about you. We have done our research into the truth of you. And here, I think on the count of 3, this entire community would love to share with you what it is we know about you. 1, 2, 3. You are magnificent. You are absolutely magnificent. And I think that it is also important that we are able to exclaim for ourselves an understanding of our own magnificence. So would you please join me in saying this phrase? I am magnificent. Indeed, we are all magnificent. Let's take a few moments to center ourselves in contemplation. If you find a comfortable position for yourself, just allow yourself to be present to this moment as we enjoy some centering, some meditation, just a little quiet opportunity to reflect on the truth of our being. Just allowing ourselves to let go of any unnecessary physical tension we may be holding on to. Just checking in. Sometimes we carry that in our shoulders. Just relaxing the shoulders or the lower back. Allowing ease and grace, a gentleness. For even in high vibration, we can find the quiet. In the high energy experience, there is that within which is gentle and easeful. Continuing to relax in this moment. I invite you to turn the attention to the breath. Just becoming aware of the activity of the breathing. There's no need to force or control it. Just becoming aware. Just becoming aware that the breath is happening, that it does its perfect work to nourish the body. On a deeper level, let us recognize that breath is part of the infinite circulation of all that is. Just deepening into an ease. It's a new month, and so we have a new affirmation for this month. I will speak the words of this month's affirmation a couple times through, and following that, let us sit in contemplation of the words. The affirmation this month is this: the healing power of divine life within strengthens and revitalizes me. The healing power of divine life within strengthens and revitalizes me. The healing power of divine life within strengthens and revitalizes me. Let's just sit with that for a few moments. The healing power of divine life within strengthens and revitalizes me.
Shivaya, Om Namah 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 Shivaya, Om
In this pure, perfect moment, I lay claim to an understanding that there is only one infinite power and presence. There is only one source of all creation. There is life force energy. There is an infinite creative principle. And we know it by many names, including the name God. This is all that exists. There is nothing else. There is only the infinite creative principle and energy of God. That is God. It is infinite, omniscient, omnipresent, omnipotent. It is all. And this is who and what we are. We are this very power and presence, each and every one of us, for there can be no separation. There can be no separation from the infinite. For anything separated from the infinite is finite, and there is no such thing. We are the very power and presence of divine light, divine energy. We are God. We are the expression of infinite wholeness flowing forth easefully and effortlessly. Trusting this, knowing this, acknowledging this truth, and laying claim to this as our identity, I affirm for each and every one of us that we are in a magnificent common unity, that we are in the infinite flow of life at all times, and that it is always working in our favor, that it is always working upwardly, beautifully, magnificently, evolving itself into greater expressions of itself, where there is always room for the more. There is always room for the expansion. There is always room where their room is infinite. And so we are in a constant state of becoming greater expressions of self. It is with gratitude that I allow this magnificence to unfold. I trust in its perfection, and I simply let it be as I relax in this state of release. I let it be so, and so it is. Thank you. I'm going to invite Winnell to join me on stage. Winnell is one of our keepers of the flames. Good morning, Winnell. Grateful to have you here this morning, as always. We engage in this ritual, this ceremony every single week that we've adopted here at Unity of Tucson to deepen into our understanding that all traditions, all faith traditions, all spiritual paths, all religious paths, they're all born of one thing, that they are, each and every one of them, born from a common thread of love. And so we celebrate that here every single Sunday through this ceremony we call lighting the flames of faith. And so let's understand, for each candle that we light, this infinite truth, this golden thread of love. And so we light a candle for the Tao, honoring the universal path of harmony and equilibrium, the natural way. We light a candle for the shamanic traditions, honoring the beliefs and practices of all indigenous peoples, the way of primal spirituality. We light a candle for Hinduism, honoring the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. We light a candle for Judaism, honoring the ethical path of living by sacred law. We light a candle for all forms of Buddhism, honoring the Four Noble Truths and the path of compassion. We light a candle for all forms of Christianity, honoring the Christ consciousness as the path of love. We light a candle for all forms of Islam, honoring the path of submission to the divine will of love as the highest calling. We light a candle for the universalistic religion of Baha'i, honoring the path of unity and peace. We light a candle for all forms of new thought, honoring the metaphysical path of mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principles. We light a candle for all faith traditions unnamed in this ceremony, and for any seekers who may be unaware of the power and presence of Spirit in their lives, and for the space that we are keeping open for them in our hearts. And this final candle we light, we call the healing candle. It represents the healing of any circumstance which requires the uncovering of its God essence, for that is how we teach the nature of healing in this philosophy, that the revelation of the divine essence of any experience is healing. And so this is your candle, the healing candle, for whatever is in your mind and in your heart that requires the light. The candle here on your right, your left, my right, I do remember that most of the time, is our peace candle, which we keep consistently illuminated in this understanding that the consistent illumination of the peace candle represents the consistent illumination of peace in our hearts. And as we allow that inner illumination to inform our thoughts, our intentions, our actions, our deeds, our words, we are a center of peace in the universe, and we create peaceful experiences in this universe. And so let's honor this candle by reading together the prayer for world peace. Divine love indwells each person and radiates from one to another. Harmony is established and peace begins to reign in the world. I'm going to invite Winnell to join me up here for a moment.
All right.
You look beautiful today.
Oh, thank you.
As you always do.
Thank you.
So Winnell, as one of the Keepers of the Flames, gets the honor of being able to reflect on last week's homework. And I do give homework every week. If you are new to this community, why do I give homework every week? It's because, well, coming to Sunday service is great, and I hope it's inspiring. I trust it's inspiring, but the real work is putting it into practice. And so I offer you practices to experience every single week, and I just look for some feedback from our Keeper of the Flame. So this was the homework last week. The homework last week was to take stock of habits we have in mind. To take stock of habits we have in mind. And ask yourself, are they working for you? Are they not working for you? You know, look at those things. And maybe just look at one habit. I mean, because, you know, we got a lot of habits. I got a lot of habits. And sometimes I just need to focus on one.
Exactly.
And determine, is it a habit you would like to change? And remember that you can make change. You can make change. And to make a commitment to that which is not serving you. So let me ask you, were you able to uncover anything and
yes.
find any habits that you get to reconstruct in your life?
Yes. And I decided to go after a big one.
Oh.
One that had been there all my life. I could remember when I was in the second grade and I was supposed to color the state bird for my homework. And I didn't finish it. And I woke up in the middle of the night at 4 o'clock crying and upset, in fear, anxiety, and panic over the state bird. And it just, you know, that's where it started. And so from then on, my life has been this silent thing of, oh, I've got to make sure everything's right. You know, I've got to, there's stress, there's tension, even if I decide to do something I really want to do. And it's like, this has got to end because it affects your body. I mean, anybody who says they have a habit, you know, like of drinking or something, they can't just mentally stop. They have to also consider their body. So I started changing the way I meditate, in that I was doing a yoga breath that I learned years ago. It starts at the bottom, goes to the top, and goes back. But this time I put the emphasis on the inside of my body. And I said, you've held the brunt of all emotions, all memories, all everything. Why don't you get a break? Look, I'm giving you an oxygen supply. And I just went around, and all of a sudden, I was relaxed. I felt better. But then the big change came when I said to myself, this is all up here. I'm creating all this. Nobody's really doing it to me. I mean, that's what I praise you so much for. It starts with you. You have the power to change anything. So when I start these thoughts of like, oh, well, this is going to happen, and I should do this, and no, that one, you know, and it just goes on and on. I had to do something that would stop it. So I thought of the old Supreme song, Stop in the Name of Love. And then it could not go on, you know, before you break my heart. So I'm also reading all this stuff, and I love Ernest Holmes' book, This Thing Called You. I mean, it's almost tattered. And on page 125, he talks about you are immortal. You're as immortal as you're ever going to be. Stop trying to die and learn to live. And it's just like, okay. Yeah. So what I'm doing is, you know, learning to live, learning to be in the present time. So I went, stop in the name of love, because I love my life. And if I'm obsessing, being anxious, worrying, I'm not living my life. And so it was a good stop, and because I love my life. And that made a difference.
That's
so
great.
Thank you for the
Thank
assignment.
you. Thank you so much. Deeply grateful for your sharing. Winnell Waters, thank you. You made me think also of that Bob Newhart sketch on Mad TV. I don't know if any of you ever saw it. It's like, I mean, this thing is like 30 years old now, but there was a whole sketch where Bob Newhart was playing a psychiatrist, go figure. Do you all know, I mean, there are people in this room who I think will know who Bob Newhart is. Is there anyone who doesn't know who Bob Newhart is? Okay. So anyway, he's playing the psychiatrist, and he has a patient who comes into his office, and she says, I am afraid of being, buried alive in a box. And he says, I charge $100 for the first 5 minutes, and then after that, it's completely free, because I guarantee you that you're going to be able to be healed within the first 5 minutes. And she says, really? That's amazing. She says, okay, I'll take you up on that offer. And he says this, so when you think about that, stop it. And she says, what? And he just keeps going, stop it. And it's true. Sometimes we just need to stop that stuff, right? Stop. And I love that. Stop in the name of love. Because we are the name of love. That is who we are. So thank you for sharing that. It's really, really magnificent. We have a magnificent gift with us today, and I am so grateful. You've already gotten to experience him as he opened our service today, and you're going to get to experience him a little bit more, and I'm so grateful that I've gotten to know him a little bit today. Please welcome for our featured song today, Charlie Hall.
Thank you, Jonathan. Thank you. What goes up must come down. A spinning wheel got to go round. Talking about your troubles is a crying sin. Ride a penny pony, let the spinning wheel spin. You got no money, you got no home. Spinning wheel all alone. Talking about your troubles and you never learn. Ride a penny pony, let the spinning wheel turn. Did you find a directing sign on that straight and narrow highway? Would you mind a reflecting sign? Just let it shine within your mind and show you the colors that are someone is waiting just for you. A spinning wheel, spinning true. Drop all your troubles by that riverside. Catch a painted pony, let the spinning wheel ride. Yeah. Talk about it. Come on. Someone is waiting just for you. A spinning wheel, spinning true. Drop all your troubles by that riverside. Ride a painted pony, let that spinning wheel fly.
Charlie,
How about it for this band, everyone?
Thank you, Charlie. Glorious, glorious, glorious. I love that we are opening up to other voices that are not just mine. For a year, it was kind of like the Jonathan show, right? Yeah. So grateful to have you here. Thanks for being here. I was telling Charlie, so this is incidental. This is actually not part of my message today, but I was telling Charlie before service started today that that particular song, Spinning Wheel, used to be in my audition book when I was an actor living in New York. And it was like, well, what would you ever use that for? And I said, well, at the time, all the casting directors wanted you to have songs from every single decade in your book. And so that was mine from the 60s. Yeah, and I loved singing it when I would get the chance, which was pretty rare, but loved singing it. Yeah. So, what happens when your administrator at your church, as the senior minister, you have an administrator at your church, and he asks you, so what is your message going to be on Sunday? He asks this in the middle of the week, because he puts together the marketing material and everything, right? It's like, gosh, well, call it the Grand Exchange. Actually, I said, call it the Great Exchange. And he said, I think you should call it the Grand Exchange. I said, okay, that sounds good. Call it the Grand Exchange. And then I think about, well, what does the Grand Exchange mean? I think about that for the rest of the week. And, I get these ideas and flashes and thoughts and things and everything, and I keep going through. It's like, then I get to Sunday morning when I wake up and get to the church by 6 on Sunday morning, and that's when I actually sit down to write my thoughts, my notes on what I want to present on Sunday. And I think to myself, the Grand Exchange is not right. And then I remember one of the great lessons that I was offered when I was becoming a minister, and that was a minister who said, never let the title of your message get in the way of what you need to say on a Sunday. And what a great lesson. Never let what you think should be get in the way of what will be. It's a great lesson for all of us, right? Yeah. And so I thought today to myself, well, I don't know that the Grand Exchange really means that much to me. We'll see if anything flows through, because I'm going to allow Spirit to do its perfect work. I'm going to allow Spirit to just flow today. And then I thought, oh, we have a new month, and we have a new theme for the month, which is communion. And then people say, communion? Are you talking about receiving communion? I don't know what that was. The bread and the wine. I'm like, no. What I mean by communion is deepening into the understanding that communion means we are each and every one of us participating in something that is common to all of us. It is common unity. It is common union, community. That's what communion means, right? To deepen into that understanding that we are each and every one of us living in a common unity. Now, what unity means is that there is room for each and every one of us to have our magnificent expression. Unity does not mean uniformity. Think about that. Unity does not mean uniformity. I am never up here saying, we must all think exactly the same way. We must have these thoughts because these are the thoughts that are going to get us to the next place. Because that's what a lot of, spiritual philosophies are thinking about is, well, what's going to happen in the next place? That's the thing I'm going to concern myself with. And we forget to live in this here and now moment. And so in unity, we suggest living here and living now, because you know what? This is it. This is it. So unity does not mean uniformity. Unity stands for each and every one of us being able to live the most magnificent, unique expression of our lives that we can, and letting go of any place or sense or need for conformity. Oh, conformity. I'm going to ask a question. Who would you be? And I know I've asked this question before, but I think it bears repeating. Who would you be if you had no one else to compare yourself to? Think about that for a moment. Who would you be if you had no one else to compare yourself to? And I'm going to tell you, I compare myself to people all the time. I don't let myself off the hook, because even as the minister, we're still doing the work. Ministers, licensed teachers, anyone who is involved in a spiritual path is always doing the work. And so before you perhaps step back and go, oh, I don't compare myself with others, just consider for a moment that perhaps there is something below the level of awareness that is standing and allowing yourself to compare yourself with others all the time. Who would you be if you let go of that need to compare yourself to others? We are barraged all the time, and especially in these types of churches, unity churches, centers for spiritual living, divine science churches, wherever you are hearing the New Thought message, you're hearing it on Oprah. Well, from Oprah. There is no Oprah show anymore, not in the same way. But you were hearing it on Oprah, and she's actually a magnificent New Thought minister. Do you realize that? She is a magnificent New Thought minister. She's just not credentialed in the way that I got credentialed to be a New Thought minister, but she is teaching the philosophy of being uniquely yourself. And so we hear these messages all the time. Be yourself, be yourself, be yourself, right? And then we're also told at the same time by other places, but don't ruffle any feathers. Be yourself, but don't ruffle any feathers. Well, maybe the me that I am is going to ruffle a few feathers. We find ourselves ashamed of ruffling feathers all the time because we are taught that we need to please everyone. It was one of the greatest lessons I gave up. I gave up the idea that I had to please everyone as a minister, and it caused a lot of tension in various churches that I have led because I have, with all due respect to the board members in the room, because you have board members who are saying, but we need to draw in all the people. I said, we need to draw in the people that are attracted to what we are offering. We need to attract that. We are finding our tribe constantly. So we are barraged with be yourself messages as long as you don't ruffle any feathers, because when you don't ruffle any feathers, well, then you're going to attract into your experience all the people. We're never going to attract or be liked by everyone. So let's let go of that notion here and now and forever. Because what happens is when we think that we should not ruffle feathers, and I'm not saying that we're going to purposefully ruffle feathers, but sometimes just being ourselves is going to ruffle feathers. We should not purposefully ruffle feathers, but allow ourselves to be our authentic selves. And those who are not attracted to you as your authentic self, they're going to drift away. And you know what I say? Pray for their highest and furthest. They got it. There are plenty of people in my life that I have prayed for their highest and furthest. I will never deny that they are the expression of love, but it's a love in their expression that maybe I don't need to be around all the time. And that's okay. We need to stop berating ourselves all the time. So let's let that go. Let us truly live our authentic selves. What goes up must come down. The spinning wheel must go around. We are constantly living in this infinite sea of circulation, and how great is that? We're in a consistent exchange of energy, and there it is, the grand exchange. We are living in a consistent, grand exchange of energy. Do you feel it? Do you feel it? This week has been, for me, focused on a lot of choice making. A lot of choice making. One of the choices that I've really been looking at this week is, am I living in conformity and consistency? Or am I looking at life from another perspective? Am I living in conformity and consistency? These are two things, ultimately, these are two things that deter. I don't know if that's quite the right word I want to use, but that's the word I'm using right now. These are things that deter our sense of self-trust. To what degree do you trust yourself? To what degree do you understand who you are to such a degree that you do not feel the need to be conformed? I mean, many of the adversities that we face seem to be rooted in the adherence to ideas that we have been sold from others. And we convince ourselves that who we are being is our true nature, when it may not be. It may be what other people want us to be. And I'm saying today, let that go. We end up often having to review this question when we start to let that go. It's a hard question. But when we let that question go, when we let go of that idea that we need to conform, we may start asking the question, what am I lacking? Because I thought that I knew who I was when I was in this sense of conformity. I thought I knew who I was when I was in a sense of consistency. I thought I knew who I was. So when I let that go, what do I feel I'm lacking? And the infinite spiritual truth is you lack nothing. That's the spiritual truth. But boy, isn't it hard sometimes to allow that spiritual truth to show up as your actual experience of truth? Because we can look around us and go, oh gosh, I feel disappointed in the things that I feel that I am lacking in life. So how do we move from that place, that conscious idea of lack, into an awareness of, I am valued and valuable. I am loved and lovable. I am power and powerful. If we decided to give up that question, what am I lacking? Because that's how a lot of people do approach spiritual paths. They come to the spiritual path going, I feel like I'm lacking something. What am I lacking? What am I lacking? What am I lacking? I'm going to look out here for the answer. What am I lacking? Oh, there's an answer out there in this spiritual path. And I'm going to say, let's turn that around today. Let's stop asking that question, what am I lacking? And let us start asking this question, where am I thriving? Where am I thriving? And realizing that our thriving does not rely on the opinions of others. Where am I thriving? Because what you put your focus on in mind grows in your experience. So if you look at where you are thriving, you're going to find more ways to thrive in your experience of life. So where am I thriving today? That's releasing the need to conform. Because oftentimes, what we think we are lacking And when we ask that question, where am I lacking or what am I lacking, we are looking at it in comparison to other people. If we ask ourselves, where am I thriving? In what way am I thriving? We can let go of comparisons to others because what others are expressing doesn't matter to our sense of love and thriving. So that's releasing a need to conform. You know, Romans 12:2. We often go to the second half of Romans 12:2 and we say, be transformed by the renewing of your minds, right? It's very common in Unity churches. We take that to heart. Be transformed by the renewing of your minds. But a lot of people forget that that's actually the second half of the sentence. The first half of the sentence is this: do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. We put so much emphasis on that second half that we forget that it's a call to each and every one of us to let go of conformity, to let go of consistency, to let go of the need to please others from a sense that we are lacking in some way. If we are truly ourselves, then we can let go of that need to conform, and we are transformed. And there's no active thing that we have to make happen in the world of form, because when we are transformed in mind, the world unfolds according to that change in mind. That's the whole point and purpose of prayer. Prayer is not about trying to change God. Prayer is about trying to change the self so that we are expressing more of the God essence that we inherently are. That is being transformed by the renewing of our mind. That's the whole point and purpose of prayer. Ralph Waldo Emerson, invited us to understand it in this way. He wrote this: whoso would be a man, and yes, he's using gendered language, so let's move past that, because he's meaning everyone. Whoso would be a man must be a nonconformist. A lot of this philosophy is rooted in the Transcendentalist movement, in the works of Ralph Waldo Emerson specifically, and his essay on self-reliance, to deepen into the understanding that we are the very power we seek. We are the thing that we have been seeking. That's who we are. It's our identity. That is, I always point up there because I always feel like it's going to be up there, but it's not. That is remembering who we are. At some point, I am going to get it permanently put up there. Love only, forgive everything, remember who you are. But that is how we remember who we are, by remembering at all times that we needn't conform to the ways of the world. We must express our unique selves at all times. So part of my life as an actor, before I became a minister, was rooted in conformity. You may recognize and understand what I'm about to talk about. Because I was always looking to conform myself to what I thought the casting director wanted. Casting directors are very powerful people in this industry, they're very powerful people in this industry, the industry of church. No, they're not. They're powerful people in the industry of performance. Casting directors are the gatekeepers to being cast in whatever production you're being cast in. And I think a mistake that a lot of young actors make, and I certainly made this for a lot of my life, was trying to conform to what I thought they wanted. When I let that go, and I was able to walk into a room as my authentic self, I started getting hired more consistently. And it's a great message for each and every one of us to take with us into life, that we can let go of the need to conform and be our authentic selves, walking in and allowing that energy in any room we experience, and we will be accepted. Because life is not a dress rehearsal. We are constantly being cast in the expression and experience of our lives, and so why shouldn't we show up as our authentic selves at all times? Because here's the other part of that. I would try to conform myself to what I thought the casting director wanted, but I didn't really know what they were looking for. I didn't really know. I just had an idea. Oh, well, here's what it says on the page. I think that's what they're looking for. I'm going to try to be that. Just be. Just be your authentic self. And if you are right, for the role, then you will be cast in the role. And here's the thing I know about each and every one of us. We are each and every one of us right for the role of the life we are playing, because if we were not, we would not have been cast in this role. You are on your perfect journey of authentic expression. Each and every one of you, each and every one of us, we are on our journey of authentic expression. Everyone in our lives can be looked at as a casting director, and the degree to which we feel we need to conform to their ideas, if we are constantly auditioning to be liked, I suffered from that for a long time, auditioning with all of my friends to be liked all the time, rather than just being true to who I am. Does that resonate with anyone? Like, feeling like you have to be something for someone else? It's a rhetorical question, just reflect. Let's stop auditioning and understand that we have the role of a lifetime. We have the role that is us. That's why spiritual practice has become so important to me. It's through spiritual practice that I learned to be my authentic self. And it is through spiritual practice that I found myself being able to understand my authentic self and translate it into the expression and experience of my life. It's through spiritual practice, I believe, and I teach, that we can connect to our intuitive nature and move away from conformity and consistency in a healthy way. Because it's about, as Winnell was talking about, it's about understanding that which is within first and foremost, and allowing that to inform the changes we make in our expression and experience. It is not about trying to change or coerce the circumstances. It is not about trying to change or coerce the experience, because that will be short-lived. It's about rehabitualizing the mind into a deep understanding of the truth of our being. That's how we transform our minds. That's how we do it. The scariest thing we will ever face, the scariest thing we will ever face is ourselves free of the confines of other people's opinions. Because if we are free of the confines of other people's opinions, then we have to own up to the truth of our being. And sometimes we may not like what we see, but you know what? If we don't like what we see, that is a clue to how we get to shift and change in mind. One of my mentors in ministry, Dr. Jim Lockard, wrote this: "Facing our own inner issues and demons is among the deepest spiritual and psychological work we do. The purpose of such deep work is to transcend the negative, fear-based beliefs that limit our expressions in life." If you are ready to unlimit yourself, if you are ready to live in that grand exchange of magnificent love and light, let go. Let go. Face those inner demons, face what needs to be faced, and know that you have the power within you to do so, because you needn't be conformed to this world. You needn't be in a space of always being foolishly consistent in this world. We are living expressions of the Most High. The grand exchange ultimately is about letting go of that sense of smallness. God is greatness on demand, a magnificent principle of life, creative force, energy, and it is expressing uniquely as you. What magnificent gift will you choose to bring to this thing called life? What magnificent gift will you choose to be in this thing called life? Please, please, please don't ever underestimate your magnificence, and please don't ever exchange your sense of unique magnificence by giving over to conformity. That's the grand exchange. Peace and blessings to you. You are magnificent. The homework this week is a series of questions. that I would like us all to place some focus on. The homework does go out in our email on Mondays. So if you receive our email, this will be written in the email. The homework is this: ask these questions this week. Where am I lacking? Where am I thriving? Where am I conforming? And where am I expressing authentically? I'm going to go through those questions again. Where am I lacking? Where am I thriving? Where am I conforming? And where am I expressing authentically? As you discover answers to those questions, see if there are any patterns that you begin to understand and recognize. Because here's the thing, awareness is the first key to creating change in your life. So let's deepen into that awareness. And as I said before, you may not believe everything you hear today, but there may be one thing you hear that you believe, and let's allow ourselves to go to that kernel of truth as we relax into this moment. Allowing ourselves to deepen into this present moment, letting go of anything that has preceded this moment, releasing any anticipation for what is to unfold, being in this here and now, present exchange of love and light. Just allow. Just allow.
God is, I am, right here, right now, right here, right now. God is, I am. God is, I am. Right here, right now. Right here, right now. God is, I am.
It is right here in this moment that I live in the full awareness of wholeness, knowing that there is nothing other than wholeness. There is magnificence flowing forth. There is life force energy vibrating at all times in all expression. There is God and nothing else. And this is our identity, each and every one of us. We are the very core essence of life. We are the presence as we practice the presence. And it is with this understanding that I allow, and trust we each and every one of us allow, a magnificent, thriving expression of our unique nature, free of the confines of what we think should be. I am open to this understanding, and I am open to this expression, and I know that it begins right at the core of our hearts. I accept the good. I accept the light. I trust in the life consistently flowing itself forward as each and every one of us, uniquely and wholly. And it is with gratitude that I simply allow this perfection to unfold. I let go, I step out of the way. I step out of the way, and I trust. Knowing this to be so, I let it be. And so it is.
God is, I am, right here, right now, right here, right now. God is, I am.
Sometimes you just have to take the moment. At Unity of Tucson, we are a community that thrives off of your support. And this is the time in our service where we talk about giving back, about living in gratitude for what it is we receive here and the way that we get to put this practice to use in the world. And we invite your support of that financially. So this is the time when we give. Now, because of the protocols that we've established here for public health and safety, we're not passing the baskets in the room at this time. But there are baskets at the back of the room, and if you would like to fill out a envelope with your full name, please make it legible, so that we can make sure that you have that you're credited properly for your contribution. Please feel free to do that. There are giving envelopes, there are tithing envelopes on the back of the chairs. If you're giving by check or cash, you can leave those in the back. If you'd like to give by credit card or debit card, you can do that in our bookstore. And please do check out the bookstore. The September and October issue of Daily Word is here, and I talked about that last week, a great publication for daily guidance and inspiration. If you are online and would like to give, we welcome your participation in this giving as well. Please go to unitytucson.com if you're not already there, and you can click on any of the donation links that exist there. You can also send in a check through the mail. You can call the office during our office hours, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, and you can give us a debit or credit card over the phone. The other thing that you can do, because we are with it in this 21st century experience, is you can text Unity Tucson to 73256 on your smartphone and give in that way as well. And you can do that if you're in the room or online. You can do it anywhere. You can do it from Reed Park if you want, if you remember the numbers. We are so grateful. I am so grateful. The board is so grateful. We are so grateful for all that you give and share. And I invite you, with this sense of givingness and love in your heart, to share with me our givingness statement. I share this gift with love, conscious of the inner presence as the lavish source and substance of my supply. I am rooted in the assurance that this gift blesses Unity of Tucson, and I trust in its ever-present circulation, knowing its blessings return to me. And so it is. And so it is. I would like to welcome to the stage Sue Rumsey, who is our gallery manager, who's going to introduce our artist that we are going to have this quarter in our gallery. Welcome, Sue Rumsey. Thanks for being here.
Thank you. And notice that he said quarter. That's something new. So we're going to have our artists for 3 months at a time now, and we're going to have a reception for the artists. So October 22nd, put it on your calendar. We'll have a reception for our artist. So here's information on the artist. Sally Inman is a member of Unity of Tucson, and she has been since 1985. She got her start painting watercolors when she took a class from another Unity member. After some classes, Sally didn't paint again for several years as her real estate career took off. When another artist, Cal Cook, had a show at Unity, she talked to him, and after seeing one of her paintings, he encouraged her to paint seriously. So Sally attributes Unity as being a part of her painting emergence. Sally is showing watercolors of a variety of subjects. Several are taken from photos by another Unity member, Carl Olson. And I gotta say, she took one from one of my photos too, but oh well. They're all in beautiful frames and priced very reasonably. Sally is very generously donating all the proceeds from the sales to the fundraising fund for our roof. Some have already sold, so if you're tempted to buy any of them, don't hesitate to make a decision quickly. Thank you.
Thank you, Sue. And thank you to Sally. It's time to do the birthday draw. So if whomever is bringing up the basket, if you would please bring it up this way. Here comes Roberta with the basket. Yay! So once again, the birthday draw is a way that we celebrate our birthdays each month. And we're going to, I'm going to just step down here. The big step. Oh, let's see, and let's see, I think it's gonna be this one. Susan Becker. Yay! And the charity, yes, the charity that she is asking us to support is Youth on Their Own. So thank you so much. Yes. I have to set this here so I don't forget to tell our bookkeeper. Oh, thank you so much. Should we sing happy birthday? Yeah, let's sing happy birthday to everyone who's celebrating. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Yes, so grateful to celebrate. All right, a lot of things that are happening. New member, I'm just gonna jam through these today. We have a new member class, new member orientation, September 18th at 4 p.m. If this is a community that resonates with your heart and you would like to be a full official member of this community, we invite you to be part of that orientation on September 18th at 4 p.m. It will be hybrid. I will have people here in the room, and if you would prefer to be on Zoom, we will have it available via Zoom as well. Please do reach out to me. You can call the office, or if you pick up my business card, which is in the bookstore, you can email me as well, just to let me know if you're going to be there. We have a membership town hall meeting on September 19th after service. The board have decided that we would like to give you an update as to where we stand with the state of our business affairs here at Unity of Tucson, so please join us for that. We have new office and bookstore hours as of last week, Tuesday through Thursday, and Saturday, 9:30 until 5 p.m. And of course, the bookstore is open Sundays, 9:30 until 12:30. We are now closed on Monday and Friday. These are important things to remember as well. The offices and bookstore will be closed this Tuesday. We decided, since everybody else gets a day off on Monday for Labor Day, we're going to take our day off on Tuesday for Labor Day. So the offices will be closed this Tuesday, although I'll be in the office this Tuesday if you really need to see me. Tai Chi with Monk is back. He is back here at 6:30 p.m. on Tuesdays and Thursdays. That is in room A. Christina Gilman, and Christina, I realize I spelled your last name incorrectly, and I will correct that for next week. Christina Gilman is offering Express Your Magnificence. It's a new workshop that begins on September 16th. Christina, raise your hand if you would like to talk to Christina about what that is. She is there for you. Meredith Little is offering My Program, a weight loss program beginning September 9th. All the information for this is also on the website at unitytucson.com, so do please check that out. Yoga, which normally meets at 9:30 a.m. on Mondays in Harmony Hall, is not going to meet this week because it's Labor Day, so there will be no yoga tomorrow. Also, Molly is going to be in the lobby. Hello, Molly. Molly's waving in the back. Molly is in the lobby taking reservations for our block of tickets for Gaslight Theater on December 18th. We're going to see the show at 12 noon that day. The show is called Elfed. I'm super excited for that. We are not collecting money yet. That will be a little bit later. We're just taking the reservations right now. So please check in with Molly if you would like to participate. I think already half of them, or more than half of them, have been reserved. So make sure you get your name on that reservation list. If you are online, you can reserve your spot by emailing Molly at mollyhnelson@gmail.com. Our 80 by 80, help replace our roof. We have a fund happening right now, a fundraising drive. 80 by 80 roof fund is what we are looking to commit. We have committed ourselves to. We need to raise $80,000. If we raise $60,000 of that, well, it's always this time that the slideshow fails. If we reach that $60,000 mark by November 23rd, an anonymous donor who is celebrating their 80th birthday on November 23rd will contribute the additional $20,000, so we will have reached our $80,000 goal. So please do contribute to support that fund today so that we can replace the roof, which is badly in need of being replaced. I'm going to get this up and running once again. There is also going to be a community yard sale on November 18th and 19th. All the proceeds for the community yard sale will be going towards the roof fund. If you have items that you would like to donate to the yard sale. We are collecting those items now. I got it back up there. We are collecting those items now, and you can bring them anytime the office is open, and we're just storing them away in room 4. Molly is looking for volunteers to help with sorting through and pricing and doing all of that. If you would like to be part of the indoor community yard sale team, please see Molly about that as well. Those of you who are, actually, I think there is no meeting with Ed today because I don't see Ed in service today. But if you are invited to meet with Ed Savard, those meetings are taking place in room A. Also, small groups are on their way. We are starting a series of small groups here at Unity of Tucson, and we're going to have a sign-up day next Sunday. So get ready for that as well. I want to say thank you to everybody who has made today the magnificent experience that it is for me, and I trust that it has been equally magnificent for you. I want to say thank you to our technical crew, Wally and Don and Carrimon, who are all back there ensuring that we can be seen and heard, both in the room and online. Thank you for your service. I want to say thank you to Winnell for your magnificent, glorious, heart-filled experience and expression. Thank you to Sue for introducing Sally. Thank you to Sally for showing your work. I want to say thank you to this magnificent group of musicians, Linda and Joshua and Raphael. A special thank you to Charlie Hall. And I want to say thank you to each and every one of you for making your presence known, not just here at Unity of Tucson, but in this thing called life. You are magnificent, and I am grateful that you share this time with us. Whether you're watching live or you're online or you're in the room, I am grateful for you. So thank you for being here. Let's complete our time here today by sharing together the prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds me. I am that light. The love of God enfolds me. I am that love. The power of God protects me. I am that power. The presence of God watches over me. I am that presence. Wherever I am, God is. Wherever God is, I am. And so it is. Amen. Feel free to stand up and dance if you like. The word has been spoken. The songs have been sung, our hearts have been opened, together as one. Center of creation, we are divine congregation, we are no separation, we are, here we stand, the power of one hand in hand, we shine like the sun, here we stand, together as one family, here we stand. The truth has been spoken, the message received, our hearts have been opened to what we believe. Magnificent week, everyone.